What's on, everyone, and welcome back to my final installment for our Japan trip. In this episode I'll run through all our little experiences we ran through as we travelled across Japan, starting from when we finished with the One Piece statues all the way to the end in Tokyo. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy all the little experiences that we did during our trip in Japan. Our first stop after Kumamoto was Hiroshima. And we went off to the shrine out on the little island here. We took the early train and ferry over there. There's my wife and my best mate Guy. So my advice, get there early, because when we were leaving this little island here, it was getting packed. So on this little island, it's pretty much a small little town. There's a street with all little restaurants and souvenirs and all that, but we mostly came here for the major shrine. This is as soon as you get off the ferry, just mucking around. I had to silence the audio in most of these clips because there was a lot of background noise, a lot of wind. It was very windy this day when we went there, so I do apologise for not having original audio. But this is out in the little bay here. The tide was low, so we got to actually walk down here, and there was a guy that actually walked out and touched that, so it was about knee deep water, but it was freezing, so I wasn't that excited to roll up my pants and get in the water. But this is the little shrine here, and water comes all the way up underneath this area here. They are doing work on it as well, so in this clip you did have a lot of bangings of hammers and stuff like that. So I'm guessing when the tide is up, it'll look really nice up here. There was also a wedding that was happening when we were getting one of our Goshins or books signed. So you get it signed here. So this is a nice little trip out in Hiroshima. It was well worth it, but do go out early. I did speed it up as well, otherwise this will be like an hour and a half video. And my great camera work there. This is the view from one of the tops of the shrines. After that we ended up catching the train back and got on a bus, and we visited the Hiroshima Museum for the atomic bomb in World War II, and we just grabbed a couple of photos here. It's very moving, so if that's your thing, then it's a must-see as well. After Hiroshima, went to Himeji Castle.
Be alright if I take the lens off, eh? I've been recording for 20 seconds with the lens on, I'm like, I can't see nothing.
I was videoing with the lens on, so I couldn't see anything, the lens cap. This is Himeji Castle. So from Hiroshima to Osaka, we did a pit stop on the train and went to Himeji Castle. Unfortunately, the cherry blossoms weren't blooming, so we were unlucky to see the cherry blossoms here, but we did manage to see some in Osaka, Kyoto, Matsumoto and stuff like that. A little bit in Tokyo. They were at the end of the bloom in Tokyo, but it was a great time. My advice, get here early as well. We got here before it opened, and you can already see the line there. It's starting to get long. So if you are in Japan during peak seasons like we were during sakura season, cherry blossoms, get there early, get in early, out early, so you do not avoid you can avoid the crowds. We were lucky as we were leaving Himeji, as we climbed to the top, as we were coming back down, they were already playing on the loudspeakers saying that they're limiting access to the castle because the crowds were getting so big. This was up in Himeji Castle, looking out over the town. I did film the whole thing climbing it, but that was about 10 minutes long, so I didn't want to bore you with that. So I just got a few snippets. Each level has the floor plan of that level. That's just the actual structure, miniature structure of how it's built. But yes, another must see. Just the architecture and just the roofing and all that. It's just phenomenal how they built these types of things back in the day. This is just showing parts of like the intricate details to the roofing and the stuff like that, stuff on the walls. So after that, we were only in Himeji for a few hours. Went and seen the castle, walked around it, then got back on the bullet train and went to Osaka. Unfortunately, for some reason I couldn't find any Osaka footage, but you can see when I went card shopping, we did the main city life there, down the alleyway with Don Quixote and stuff like that. But we did also finish. We also did go to Nara as a day trip with the bowing deer. They are very. Some of them get very aggressive when you have the little biscuits. We didn't feed any. We didn't want to get rammed by deer, but we could see a lot of tourists buying the little snacks. They're pretty much everywhere. The little stands that sell the snacks. They're about $2 for a handful of biscuits, and the deers just swarm you and won't leave you alone. So we didn't bother doing that. So, but Nara's pretty cool. It also has, I think, one of the biggest Buddha statues, as you'll see further up into these clips. Very old Buddha statue, nice temples and stuff like that in the mountains. As you can see, there's a stand there that sells the little biscuits you give to deer. They are treated as sacred animals, so don't go hit them or anything like that. Don't be an idiot. As you can see there, attacking the lady, trying to give him food. So me and my wife had a good laugh. As people getting chased by the deer. So it's not a very long walk from the train station to this deer park, and then it's probably like another 10-minute walk to the main Buddha statue, and then you can walk up into the mountains and see some shrines and stuff like that. So we spent majority of the day here. Also, again, get here early. As you can see, there's not many people here, but as we were leaving, all this path there was packed full of people. So this is the big Buddha statue. Some cherry blossoms were just starting to bloom on the edges there. This is walking into the big temple with the big Buddha. My vlogging skills at their finest. You walk straight in, and there's the big Buddha. This doesn't give it justice how big it is. It is gigantic. When you walk in there, it takes your breath away. It's just how big it is. But yeah, as we were leaving, as we came back down, this was chock-a-block full. So get there early so you can get in, have a good look, and walk around freely. Just amazes you how they built these things, and as you walk around the back here, they've got other little statues. And just how it's bolted to the back in there, the big rods going into it. So I think it was rebuilt multiple times to different architecture and stuff like that. But as you can see in the back of it here, you see these big rods holding it up. And it also has that beam that you can, if you squeeze through, you're lucky, but I'm 6'1", and I couldn't even get my shoulders through it, so there it is there. If you get through, it's supposed to give you luck. My wife fit through quite easily, but I couldn't even get past my shoulders, so no luck for me. But that was the day in Nara, and then we went to Kyoto. We went to Shimazen Dojo, and we got to learn the Shimazen from Jack. He's a great guy. I'll put the links to all these things down there, so give it a go. I will not threaten your ears with us playing it, so I'll just got a couple of photos there. Next clip was doing samurai training, so I'll leave the audio in and let you listen.
Right hand touch the hanger, top under. Right hand all the way forward. Left hand pull the scale back and the draw. Nice draw. Set. Stay on set. Hold the draw. Eyes. Nice. Thank you so much. Touch first. Big step back. Tilt. Swing it back.
It's okay.
Okay, swing back. Step forward. Then big swing. 1 7. Okay, up along. Yes, sir.
Can you see the line?
Okay. This is 1 2 7. This way. Okay. One more time. 1 step back and point up. Tilt 1 o'clock. Swing the shoulder back over your head. Step forward. Big step forward. Keep heel. Okay. 1 step. Nice. Good. One last step. 1 point up. Tilt 1. Swing it back. Big step forward. Okay. Then big swing. Nice job. Grab chain. Right hand on track. Left hand on tip forward. Center of your leg. Press up. Nice. Good. Okay. Left chain. Scab in front of you. Twist. Scab to the left. Twist the left. Yes. Keep twist. 2 fingers free. Open it. Pinch on the top. Middle of the body. Make it easy. Thank you. Slowly slide. Tip into the scabbard. Left hand all the way back and the hand comes forward. Turn the sharp side. Shake it up. Nice, awesome.
So you do a bit of training, they teach you a bit of techniques, and then you got to cut tatami mats.
Left hand back and draw.
This wasn't a private thing, so we were with other people. That's the sensei there. So you get to cut a few times, 2 tatami mats, 3 times each. This is just a little snippet. Always listen to them. This is a sharp katana, and they don't want you cutting anyone, so always make sure you listen to them properly and follow their instructions.
1 step back and point up. Tilt 1, swing back, and a step forward. Eyes on target. That's it. Good.
Wow.
Nice catch. One more time. Okay, this one on top, like here. Okay. 1 step back and a point up. Tilt 1, swing back, and a step forward. Eyes on target. That's it. Close. Stop.
My friend laughing at me because I didn't cut the second time.
Okay, line and okay. 1 step back and a point up. Tilt 1, swing back, and a step forward. Spread your legs, just low in, eyes on target. That's right. Nice guy. 1 step back and a point together.
Now this is Sensei doing a little instruction of how to properly do it. And his tatami mat was so thick, it's supposed to represent a human limb, so that just shows how sharp his katanas are and how well trained he is. After our lessons were done, you could pay an extra $100 Australian, so it was 10,000 yen, and they dressed you up in traditional samurai armor, and you got to cut tatami mat again with the armor set. So this is my best mate guy having his one attempt at cutting the tatami mat in armor.
Punch the ceiling. We're down, you see, you don't want to go back to the tilt to 2 o'clock. And swing, and then twist your hips back, swing back, and stay there for a moment. And when you're ready, cut. Wait. We have a video going, right? Okay.
So there's translators there for English, so do not fear.
I'll start out. There we go. And when you're ready, fire.
We already had a samurai experience booked in at Takayama at the samurai village, but you might want to do one as well, so we booked this one. So both of them will be in the description if you want to try it out when you're in Japan. And this is my attempts in armor.
Sit again, stance, and forward to the mat. Now, nice wide base. There we go. Don't lean too far back. And from here, point up. Tilt to 2 o'clock. Swing back. And stay there. And when you're ready, cut from 1 step.
That was our samurai experience in Kyoto. And plus Sensei is a One Piece fan, so that's a big bonus. There's some couple of photos we took. We also visited the Thousand Torii Gates up in the mountains. Be prepared, it is a one trek up a hill mountain. We didn't even do the whole lot. We got about a quarter of the way up and we're like, wow, it took us, it will take you a couple of hours. So be prepared to walk a lot of stairs and a long distance up a hill. So this is fast forwarded as we get through the main building, and then as we head up the hill, all the Torii gates start. Also, get early. We got there early and it was already packed. It gets worse as you start going up the mountain because the path is a lot narrower. You can also get a Goshen signature here. But make sure you get on that step master if you're planning to do this, because it's a killer. It is a killer. I'm not the most physically fit person, but I thought I'll be able to do it. I thought I was halfway up and we looked at the sign and we were probably 25% of the way up. I'm like, wow, let's just go back down. A lot of people were coming down. That's why I thought we were halfway up, but it's just one big loop, so if you see people walking down the same way you're going up, that means they've turned around and come back. A lot of people stand in the way and take photos and stuff like that, so be prepared for crowds. So that was another thing we did during Kyoto. Did the Thousand Torii Gates up in the mountain. We also visited, this is the start, we also visited the bamboo forest. Now the bamboo forest was, in my eyes, very underwhelming. I thought it'd be awesome and big and long alleys of bamboo, but it's like one or two main areas, and they're about a couple hundred meters long, that's about it. So don't get your hopes up with the bamboo forest, because it's not what you expected. And it's pretty far away from other things as well because it's up closer to the mountains. And again, get here early because the crowds start to get pretty crazy. So this is the bamboo forest. Nothing spectacular. Like I said, underwhelming in my eyes, but that's just me. A lot of people might find it more fascinating. So this is probably like the main pathway of the bamboo forest. It shoots off in all different directions. But I'd say this is the main part. Just out to the left of that path. And it opens up into like a garden type of area. Some nice plants, trees sprouting. They're all taking photos of this dog that was sitting on there in front of this tree. So a big crowd gathered around that dog for some reason. It was just someone's dog. That was most of Kyoto. We visited some other temples and shrines throughout Kyoto. But I thought if I keep putting everything in, this video will take forever. Now next stop was Kanazawa. Now this is a little museum. It's a samurai's house that's been kept traditional the whole way through. His family have kept it traditional with how that famous samurai had it. So it has a lot of little trinkets and stuff in it throughout the whole house. It's pretty cool going through there. If you are a taller person, make sure you watch your head because the archways are pretty short. You come this way to the little museum area of the house. It has katanas, authentication papers above them. So if you're into this type of stuff, this is a nice little area to go visit in Kanazawa. We also visited the Pokemon Center in Kanazawa as well. So there's also a Pokemon Center there. Some coins, old currencies. I sped this up a lot, so do apologise if you want to have a closer look at it, but this will take forever. There's a lot of rooms going throughout this house. The garden out the back there. You do have to take your shoes off as you go through these houses. And this is the garden in the samurai house. There was some pretty big koi fish in there too. I was trying to zoom in, but I'm not the greatest. Now this was a little ninja museum. It was about a 20-minute walk from that samurai house. This also has katanas and some ninja stuff in it. So there's another little cool thing you can check out while you're there. Some old weapons. You can do ninja star throw in here as well if you paid a bit, but I didn't decide to do that. Some suits of armor, some muskets and stuff like that, some grappling hooks. A lot of weaponry that's like hidden in ordinary things. There's some ninja weapons there. Throwing knives. Some hidden weapons there. And then after this we went to Takayama, and this is where we did another samurai training experience. This one was very traditional aspect. We had a translator translating between me and the teacher, so very to the roots of samurai in this town.
前の敵を切る、ここを切る。そうすると、ここを切られたら困るので、前の敵は後ろへ逃げるね。はい、後ろへ逃げるね。はい、だからそれを追っかけて、逃げる敵を追っかけて、形を変えて、前へ切ります。そう。で、もう大丈夫かなと思って、刀を鞘に入れるんですが、どっこいこんだけしか切られてなかった。ほんの少し死んだふりをしてたので、その人がこっち倒れた時にここのところをこう切りに来る。で切りに来るのを嫌だよと、この足切りに来られると嫌だからスーッと抜いて、でパーンと切りに来た刀を払っておいて前へってドン、ね、で大きく注理をして立って終わる。
But that was Takayama. After that, we went to Matsumoto. So this is Matsumoto Castle. The cherry blossoms were coming out. Again, we got there a bit later because we got a bus from Takayama to Matsumoto. So I'd say get here early because the line was pretty long. So we had to wait a fair bit and the castle was crowded. But we did climb it. It is an awesome place to see. Then I had some people walking around in traditional armors and guards, stuff like that. So it was a really cool experience. You can also come visit at night time, which we did as well. And you can come in this area here at night time, and they got big lights up on the castle and stuff like that. So this is a line to get in the castle. As you can see, it's starting to get a bit long. This is up in the castle as well. looking up, looking out from the little windows. This is nearly on the way out, as we're about to jump out of the castle. Another little section there. And that was Matsumoto. After that, we came to Tokyo. And my wife loves Harry Potter, so we went to the Harry Potter exhibition in Tokyo. I'm not the biggest fan, but this was a pretty cool experience. They showed a lot of how they make it. Goes through all the different things like the sound, the costumes, everything like that. Has things that were built on set and things like that. I did have, this has to be muted as well because it has all the Harry Potter theme music, so it'll definitely be copyrighted. So this is the start of the tour. You come straight into the banquet hall. So you start with a big crowd of people, but you can then go by yourself. So if you want to power through it like me and my wife did, you can just jump in, go through with the tour to here, and then you can just continue without the guide. So they say if you want to do everything with all the interactive things, this could take up to like 4 hours to do if you want to read everything, stuff like that. I just went forward and videoed and stuff like that and let my wife enjoy the experience without having to worry about photos or anything like that. Shows all the wands. Then this has a lot of costumes and things like that. So if you're a big Harry Potter fan, a must see in Tokyo. It has numbers to each thing, and then it shows on the board what it is, where it was made, stuff like that. So this is another little interactive thing you can do. So each station has like a little interactive thing to do. Yeah, pretty cool thing to do. Wife loved it. Get there early again as well, because I couldn't imagine this when there's a lot of people there. Goes to different scenes in the movie, different movies. This area's a lot darker than what the camera's showing, so you put that feel of scariness, you're in the woods sort of things. If I could have the audio, I would have had the audio, but it would be 100% get copyright striked. You head off into this area and it's got all the big spiders that are in one of the movies. this one's actually speaking in one of the scenes of one of the movies. And this was like a halfway point after Hagrid's house here. There's a little halfway point where you can stop and grab a bite to eat. You got Hagrid's hut. So this is a section with a little restaurant halfway through the exhibition. Some big chess pieces there. And then this is the house Harry lived in, his uncle's house, or whatever it is. I'm butchering this, but I do apologise. Under the stairs, his bedroom. It has another scene from a movie. And as you leave there, you got a couple of props there. You got the triple decker bus. And then you go back into the exhibition. You can actually jump on that. You go through here, and then you got the platform with the Hogwarts train. There's some photo opportunities there. Platform 9 3/4. You can take a photo as you're going through. I think this is the bank in one of the movies. The camera doesn't give it justice. It was pretty cool in there how they've done it all up. The size is actually pretty amazing too, how high everything's built. Then it goes into special effects, how they'd made the special effects, things like that. So you can really spend some time in here and listen to how they made all the costumes, how they did the special effects and things like that. Audio as well. How they come up with the ideas of different things. This is another little thing. I think you got to pay for this. You can jump on the broomstick and it makes you look like you're going in a thing. So this is as you leave in the exhibition, as a replica of the castle, fully done up. So this thing's reasonably sized when you think about it. You walk all the way around it as you come back down. And it changes into night time and daytime with the lighting and that. And as you exit this, it pops you out straight into a massive store where you can buy all the things Harry Potter that you love. So you can get your wands, your robes, anything you want. They got it. It's massive, this shop. You can actually go into this shop before you go into exhibition, and you can get things personalised and put your initials on certain things like that. Then you got the restaurant on the other side there, which has got a pretty good feed in it as well. Has a sweets and a restaurant spot over here. But the food's pretty good in there. we stopped and had lunch in the food hall, and then there's a desserts place to the left. So that's it for our Japan trip, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week's video is the big one, where I will show you everything we have purchased in Japan. So until next week, as always, catch you on the next one.